Hi, blessed authors. Happy Friday and welcome to Freedom Friday. And this is part 5. I am your host, Tahira, also known as Ty. And my channel is Tahira Gift. And this Freedom Friday Lives is a series, an 8-week series that we're doing to one, get back to the joy of writing, two, self-published books, and three, stay accountable to our author goals. And so if you're joining me or catching the replay, I want to say welcome and hope you guys had a wonderful week. I know I took last week off because it was my birthday week, and I want to say that it was a wonderful, I relaxed when I came back. And this week was actually the opposite of the relaxing, reflective birthday week. I actually started my last summer class. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm also a Christian teacher. So one of my requirements, I have to take a year of religion every year. I have to take some, just ongoing learning and professional development as teachers do. And so I was swamped with a bunch of homework this week. Your girl was very grateful for the restful week, but this was a very busy week for me. And one thing that I want to share, even as a person who has goals, as an author, I have my Christian job as my Christian teaching job as well. What I've learned when you're having a lot of things on your plate, I have learned, I want to give you guys this advice that one, to take things off the plate, right? So this week there were some things that did not get done, and that was okay because I had the extra summer classes, the extra homework. And then two, I don't take on any extra work, like anything that is outside of the priorities or the tasks at hand. So that means, like, if somebody calls me unexpectedly and it's like, can you serve in the church or something like that? I don't overload myself. All right. So that is just some advice for you guys. But because I want to stay accountable, and Freedom Fridays is also about accountability for anyone who is working on a book, or God has purposed you to write a book. I want to be very transparent and honest and say these last 2 weeks I have not gotten much work done. One, as far as writing, because one, it was my birthday week, so I took that break. And hi, thanks for joining me live. And then this week, I was just knee deep in homework assignments. And to be honest, sometimes you have so much work, it gives you like paralysis, where now you're like, I'm so overwhelmed, I don't want to do anything. And not that I didn't have the desire, I still have the desire to self publish books. And you guys know this channel is all about, self publishing books. And I primarily am on the Amazon platform. That's where I self publish. But, I just kind of had to give myself um, a break when you have a lot going on. And I know that the 2 weeks that I have not been here, it's been a lot going on in the news. A lot going on. And it's interesting that I kind of titled what I want to talk about today, Good Deeds. And I want to talk about the importance of, doing good, because I feel like in this world, we have enough of the negativity. We have enough of, the shock value, things that are just like, wow, unbelievable, right? Whether it's from politics to, finding out about corrupt police officers. There's a lot that I feel like in this world, we have enough like trauma, right? So on this platform, I really make it my purpose to spread that love, that light, the positivity. And so I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that in this live. Good deeds is what I'm titling Freedom Friday. And so I let you guys know I had a wonderful birthday week. Just kind of looking over some of my notes. This week started off really busy for me with summer classes. And I gave you guys some tips on when you are overloaded, take things off your plate and do not take on more. And it's okay, right? But let's talk about doing good deeds. Okay. So, one, I truly believe, I'm a Christian, so I truly believe that it's better to give than to receive, right? That is biblical. And we know that there could be no one that can outdo our Heavenly Father, right? He is a generous, loving, merciful God. And so, as His, children on earth, as His vessels, as His kingdom citizens, we are here to be His light and to also allow those good deeds to come through us. And so, when writing, right, because we are talking about Freedom Fridays, we are talking about the joy of writing, self publishing books. I really want to actually ask you guys a question. For those of you who are in the process of writing a new book, I'm in the process of writing a new book. Um, I want you to ask yourself this question, and I wrote it down. So let me make sure I got it right. When writing your next book, or if you're writing a new book, or journal, for those of you guys who want to do the journal, I want you to ask yourself, what am I giving my reader? Okay, the question is, what am I giving my reader? And one thing I have always found when writing a book is really focus on the person that God has called you to write that book for. And when you're writing a book, you should be giving something, right? Another way that you probably heard people say this is like, what's the problem that your book solves? But I think as Christians, one of our kind of, I feel like values or something that we put out when we're putting out good deeds is to be of service, right? So asking yourself, what am I giving to my reader? Or another way you could say that is, how is my book serving the person who is called to this? You're putting out good deeds into the world, right? When you are really saying, I'm just not writing a book because it's all about the profit and it's all about me and the accomplishment. And yes, it is a wonderful accomplishment and it can give you a lot of accolades. You can go on speaking engagements. Yes, it gives you authority and power and all of those things. But as purpose driven Christian authors, people of faith, a lot of times we do it not for the clout, not for, I mean, especially for me as a self published author. I didn't go the traditional route. It's like, oh, let me get like, famous. I did it because I truly feel purpose to spread good deeds, right? And whatever it is that God has put in my heart to write down that, put that pen to paper or write something that's going to help someone else, right? In their journey in this world where we just know there's a lot going on, right? So how can we contribute goodness to a world that is just full of negativity? And I try to, like I say, on this platform, not that I have the blinders on, I know there's a lot going on. I just don't focus on that on this platform. I try to, encourage people to do exactly what I'm doing. If your purpose to be an author, spread that good deeds through your writing, spread that good works through that book. And for every page that someone may be called to read that book, is it uplifting them? Is it inspiring them? Is it helping set them free? Is it helping them get through the day, especially when they, come across something maybe on social media that is just traumatic, or, they get a bad report or a good, something happens, your book can be that thing that gives them that peace. Okay. And so for anybody who don't know, that's kind of like the premise of my new book that I'm working on, Freedom Today. How to activate more joy, purpose, and inner peace. This is truly where I am. I even have a devotional that I wrote around peace. I'm coming out with a new devotional on purpose. But this is where I live from, right? And like I said, it's not that I have blinders on, but I want to be clear that I feel like it is my purpose, the mission of this channel, to spread good deeds, right? So ask yourself, as an author or inspiring author, author of faith, how are you spreading good deeds in your writing, in your work? And we can even go outside of that. We can go outside of just our work. I know for me personally, I'm a mother. I had an opportunity today to talk to my kids about, when's the last time you did something for someone where it didn't benefit you? And often they had to really think about that, right? And I have like teenagers, and so in that teenage world is all about them, right? But I really wanted them to reflect. Are you doing things because you expect something back in return, or are you doing it just because you want to spread goodness into the world? You want to help someone. And I will actually be doing a lot of that this weekend. I have committed myself to showing up for some family members. Actually, even in the midst of my which and this was unexpected. I didn't take it on, but I did have a family member that had some health issues and needed my help, and so sometimes it is service, it is sacrifice to be like, okay, I got a lot going on, I got a lot of homework, I got a lot going on, but I'm still going to show up for this person and be of service, right? So that's ultimately what I want to leave you guys with for this Freedom Friday. How are you doing good deeds? And look at how you can do that in your writing. And one of the ways you can do that is to focus on service, focus on giving, and what are you giving to your reader? And not just, and I know, and I do this personally, right? So I'm literally giving you guys what I do when I'm writing my next book. Who am I writing for? With every page that person turns, am I giving them something? Right? Am I giving them something? And I believe that that is the good deed that you can put out into the world, especially if you're called to be an author. And so that is the message of this Freedom Friday. Once again, we are on an 8 week summer series. This is part 5, and I took a little bit of a week off for my birthday week, and it was wonderful. And I'm back now, and I know there's a lot going on in the world, but I want you guys to know that you can make a difference in your writing, and just remember to spread that good deeds. All right. So thank you so much for joining. Yes, yes. All right. And if you are someone, I want to end by letting you guys know, if you're someone who wants to get a prayer journal done, or if you are interested in how I can support you, I have actually put together a self-publishing prayer journal bundle. And what you get, and I'll make sure that all those links are in the video description. But what you get is my templates. Now I have an 8 by 5 11, the bigger template. You can do a prayer journal, or I have the 6 by 9 templates, and you get the cover and the interior, so that way you can easily just quickly modify. There's other things included, but I find that that is probably the biggest hang up that people have when they're creating a prayer journal, is that they just mess up on the margins. And so my templates are included. I also have, book description scripts, and just things that you need to self-publish your prayer journal and get it done with ease. So if that's something that you're interested in, you know that God has purposed you, you want to do a prayer journal, check out my self-publishing bundle. It will be linked in the video description, and all of my journals that I have created will also be in the video description. So thank you guys for joining me for this Freedom Friday. I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend. And let's just remember to spread those good deeds. All right. And I'll see you guys next week for part 6. All right. And until next time, remember, you are a blessed author, even if God has purposed you to write one book or a few books. And until next time, live well, love well, and be well. Take care.